Hey guys, and welcome to the video. It is currently March 17, 2021, and here in WA and all over Australia really, we're seeing some of the biggest price rises in housing that we've seen in years. I'm making this video to talk a little bit more about the potential bubble that we have and may be in at the moment, and some of the data that's out there that we can leave you to make your own decision on the state of the future of housing here in Western Australia and Australia. Now, whether you're a first home buyer or you're already in your own home, you have surely heard about people talking about housing. Everyone you would have known at some point is either buying a house, building a house, or just talking about housing in general. Government grants have attracted buyers and builders of properties out of the woodwork, but this can have both negative effects and positive effects on the housing market. So let's find out a little bit more in the video today. The term bubble is an economic cycle that is characterized by the rapid escalation of market value, particularly in the price of assets. This fast inflation followed by a quick decrease in value or a contraction is sometimes referred to as a crash or a bubble's burst. Now, back in 2008, we had our first financial crisis, and what I'm going to try and do is put it out in a really simplistic way, but we experienced the first of the housing crisis, which started in the US and rippled out to the entire globe. The things that caused the eventual collapse of the housing market were really low interest rates, making it real easy for people to borrow money. Rating agencies that qualified people for loans had no interest in repaying them. And also the rating agencies were corrupt, making the ratings from the agencies very, very poor. And also stacking mortgages together that were not highly rated into parcels that were then bought by investors such as CDMOs and CMOs. And you'll see from this graph that I'll put above just how high prices got during that time period. Also, population grew. The building costs stayed around about the same and interest rates were at record lows. Now we can actually look to how this is very similar to the signs that we see today. And I'll leave you to make the decision. Are we in a housing bubble, or is it just simply that house prices are going up? And that's great news. So fast forward to today, we're seeing similar signs of this behavior. Record low interest rates, both variable and fixed for home loans. Lending volumes continue to increase, both to new home buyers, owner-occupied investments. You'll see from the graphs above, huge amounts of volume. Of which of this volume, the number of home buyers, new home buyers and first home buyers is up 73.2% on the year. The number of new dwellings constructed is up 161% of the year. And number of first home buyers in the market, so new first home buyers to the housing market, up 70.8%. This has one cause and a trickle-down effect. Eventually, demand will exceed the supply, causing a huge increase in prices of established homes, because first of all, people run out to build new homes, then the land supply runs out and land prices go up. Then we have no choice but to buy established houses, which again causes the house pricing market to go up on established houses. So I'll put up here some figures from the median house price. So take this example. January 2020, median sale of a house in WA was $481,000 with a median land area of around 683 meters squared. Today, and before filming this video, February 2021, the median sale price of a house in WA was $565,000 with a median land area of 618 meters square, which adds a whopping $84,000 and reduces land by 65 meters squared over the course of a year. So that's a 17.1% increase in price of a house, the same house, over the course of a year. Financial stress and behaviors in the June 2020 quarter were some of the worst that we've ever seen. These come down to the fact that most households were unable to raise $2,000 within a week for an emergency. They were seeking assistance from welfare, community organisations that were up from 11% to 14% over the June 2020 quarter. And they were also seeking financial help from friends or family. Not to mention that, including the rollout of Job Seeker and Job Keeper, most Australians were on some form of welfare. Then to add to that, the Reserve Bank Governor Philip Lowe came out and said to banks and people that make monetary policy to behave and maintain tight lending standards, otherwise face the prospect of more regulation. So house prices continue to surge. Loan amounts hit record highs. Consumer confidence is at an all-time high, yet Australians are still deferred on loans and experiencing financial hardship. These are all signs of that bubble that we spoke about earlier. So I'll let you guys make your own decision, but thanks for tuning into the video. Check out some of the stats below. I'll put a heap of references underneath the video, and hopefully you guys have been entertained to think about the idea of, are we in a housing bubble here in WA, and what's next for us? Are we going to continue to see house prices rise, or are we going to see the so-called bubble burst and house prices come down to maybe the worst they've been in years?